What's going on, guys? It's Sensei Ichi here. Today we're going to discuss a little bit of sparring because I feel like we haven't talked about sparring in a while, and it's time that we do that. It seems as though you guys like to talk about sparring, so let's do it. Here we go. Let's talk about hand techniques you can throw in sparring. Now, hand techniques you can throw in sparring, it's a little limited. It's not as cool looking because, kicks are very flashy. They're long like an octopus. But in this situation, your hands are your bread and butter. They're your speed techniques. Those are the ones you want to get in there and get real nitty gritty. So when you are like point fighting, we do in Tang Soo, we have our jab, which is obviously straight-handed technique. We have our punch, which is a backhanded punch, throwing with the back leg. So this is a punch as well. It's just a front-handed punch and the backhanded punch. So we have our jab and our cross or punch, whatever you want to call it. Now on top of that, we also have a technique we do called a back knuckle. Back knuckle meaning you're hitting with the back of your knuckles. It's similar to the jab, but the jab would go straight, but the back knuckle would go off to the side. This is a very common thing you would see in point fighting because it's really long. You can stay sideways, which keeps your body safe, and you can just pop it out really, really fast. A jab is a little more forward, so you're kind of open to get hit, but the back knuckle is a little more turn off to the side, and it's a little more effective. It's not a very stopping power technique, but again, in a point fighting world, you're really aiming to quickly score the point, not necessarily knocking your partner out. Okay, so when we do this, we're just gonna be popping the back knuckle out. Think of it like you're knocking on someone's door, okay? So I'm bouncing here and I'm popping right off the back. So that's called a back knuckle. So we have jab, we have punch, and then we have back knuckle. The next technique we have is called a ridge hand. Now when we throw ridge hands, you take the thumb and tuck it all the way in, and this right here is the ridge of your hand. Ridge hand can be thrown front hand ridge hand, or it can be thrown back hand ridge hand. This is a great technique, I think, at self-defense because this is a very strong part of your arm. And if you're throwing this arm right in here, boom, you're hitting somebody in the side of the head, the bridge of the nose, the ribs, the groin. It's a great all-around technique in self-defense as well as point fighting. So I highly recommend it. When you're throwing the ridge hand, you don't want to swing it back like this. In UFC, I see it a lot. I see people doing this giant open-handed swing because they want to get the knockout, right? But you're just telegraphing all over the place. So make sure if you throw the ridge hand, don't wind it back super far and then chuck it all the way in because that's no good. You're gonna probably kill your partner or hurt them very badly. And if you're just point fighting, that's not what you're trying to do. Now, if you're trying to knock them out, do what you gotta do, I guess. But I would like you to throw it elbows in tight, kind of shoot it out almost like a spear, almost like a punch, but a slight 45. So I'm coming at a little bit of an angle and then I'm wrapping in this way with a little snap and then I bring it back to center. So if this is my partner, I'm gonna bring it right out here. Boom, I can throw the ridge hand or I can throw a ridge hand over here. Okay, so those techniques are done initially, meaning first, or they can be used on defense as a counter, okay? So if I'm throwing these techniques, I could be bouncing and throwing the jab right off the gate here. I could be throwing the punch right off the gate here. I could be coming here, throwing the back knuckle real quick this way. I could be coming over here, a ridge hand right in front as well. Or you could do the overhand ridge hand over here just like that. I've all seen those done. They work really great initial moves. Now, if we're talking about doing them on defense, it's a little different. So when we throw stiff jab, someone's coming in, you could use the jab to set the distance, to kind of keep them away. It's almost like a front kick you would throw to kind of keep the distance. You're letting the person know, now stay back, kind of throwing it out there to kind of set the tone of how far you want to be, and it helps you move around. So the jab can be thrown that way. Someone engages, I stiff the jab out. As I stiff it out, I'm kind of pulling the shoulder back, sticking the shoulder inward so it locks me out so they catch it right in the face, and they can kind of stay back. When you do a reverse punch on defense, it's the same concept as going forward. The only thing I'm gonna do is I wanna step back, and as I step back, I'm gonna punch. Now I throw my hand out in front of me because I want to avoid a technique coming straight and hitting me right between the eyes. So as I'm fading back, I'm putting my hand out just like this, starting out just like that. There's another way you could do a counter reverse punch, which means you're going off to the side. So someone's charging completely straight, I'm moving off the line. If the punch is coming past me, I'm hitting them right in the body with a punch. That would involve your legs stepping off the line and punching over here. This works great because you could punch and see the flank and you could follow up with like a ridge hand, or you could follow up with like a takedown, you could follow up with a choke. It works a lot of different ways. Now the ridge hand on the other hand is a great defensive tool. It works in a lot of different ways. You could use it almost like a counter side kick would. Someone's coming in, you come right over the top of the arm and you ridge hand them right over the side of the head or the bridge of the nose. So someone's coming into me, I'm walking backwards and all of a sudden I step off the line, guard my face and ridge hand right over the top. Another way to counter ridge hand, if someone's coming straight in, I sidestep out of the way, back leg moves around. Okay, so if someone's coming in, I counter step back leg around and I ridge hand him right in the back of the head. So if my partner's coming in to get me, and he's leading in this way, I take my back leg, I fade back, and I ridge hand right in the back of the head. So as you're going past me, I pop him with that ridge hand. Just be careful because generally you're not supposed to hit the back of the head, but if you have nice contact in the back of the head, you probably won't annihilate anybody. Depending how deep you are with that ridge hand, you could probably come all the way around to the side of the head as well. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it kind of touched base a little bit with you on sparring. I know that everybody has different styles of sparring that they do, different techniques, different methods. This is just a few that I like to do, a few that we do here in our school. So if you like it, please let me know by hitting the thumbs up button. The more likes, the merrier. Please let me know in the comments below if this is something you enjoyed or if this is something you want to see more of in the future. More sparring techniques, more sparring tips, different things like that, let me know right there in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button. That way you don't miss out on any videos that I put out. You can be part of the family, part of the Sensei Ichi crew. Hit the notification bells, a little bell down over there, lets you know every single time a video comes out. I put out a video every Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, Tang Soo.